All right, we're cooking today. We're always cooking, but today we're cooking with the award-winning surfing chef Steve Gellis from Primo 116 this morning. And before we even get to our recipe, we have to congratulate you again. You cleaned up at the Signature Chef's auction for the March of Dimes on October 17th. You took 2 awards.
Yes, I did.
I
got the Chef's Choice Award from my peers.
Which is terrific.
Yes, that was very gratifying.
But then also you got the Dish of Hampton Roads, or, you know, it's like...
The Dish of Hampton Roads. That's exciting.
That's what it was. I remembered that one. I knew there were 2, and I knew one of them was especially flattering because it came from your peers.
Yes, it was.
So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It was a great event. Thanks again to the Founders Inn.
Yes.
So what are we making today?
We're going to do some spiced pork ribs, and they're Tuscan style. I've marinated them for 24 hours.
Right.
And these are boneless, which makes it a lot easier to eat.
I was going to say.
Yeah. And there's Smithfield Foods makes them, and we'll start cooking them. I'll let you start cooking them.
All right. What do I need to do?
What we're going to do is we're going to brown them.
Okay.
Brown them in the saute pan with some olive oil.
Should I move this around a little bit? Because the oil's kind of like onto the edges.
Okay.
I'm not trying to tell you how to cook there, Steve, but I just noticed it, you know.
All right. Well, that's a good catch.
So we're just browning them?
We're going to brown them on all sides. That's okay.
Okay. Well, yeah,
don't be afraid.
You did say all sides.
It's not going to jump out.
All right. Tell me more about this marinade.
The marinade is olive oil, a little bit of brown sugar, salt and pepper.
What's the red stuff?
Some dried chilies.
Really? And green?
The green is rosemary, some parsley.
I smell that now that I put it in the pan.
And some fresh thyme.
Very hot pan, too.
Very hot pan. We're going to sear, we're going to caramelize them a little bit, and then we'll finish them in the oven.
Okay. Am I going too slow? Should I start
No.
turning
Let them get brown.
No?
Let them get caramelized.
No?
No?
Okay. All right, fine. I'll keep it in here then.
It's starting to smell good, though. That rosemary is really fragrant.
Okay.
Maybe we can fit another one in there.
Okay.
There we go. That looks good. So we'll brown them on all sides, put them in the oven, and then we're going to start working on the salsa that goes over it, which will be a fresh salsa with our ingredients over here. And we've got parsley, thyme, a little bit of red wine vinegar, some dried chilies again, some capers, which I soaked overnight, which will take some of the pickle taste out of it, and it'll be more fragrant to the plant itself.
So what'd you soak it in? Just water?
Just fresh.
So that pulls some of that.
Pulls some of that vinegar and
out.
Right. Very much so. And some shallots, which are very mild.
All right.
And then we're going to do some polenta after that.
Sounds like enough. And you brought some wine.
Now we can start.
Can I start turning them now?
Yes, you can.
Now I have to remember which ones went in first.
That's okay. We'll just look at them and see.
Counterclockwise. Right. I know you'll tell me if I'm flipping them too soon. So a little bit of a rough ride in this morning from Suffolk with the weather. And
yes, it was actually. It was the traffic was horrendous, and it just took us a lot longer than normal to get in.
All right. Well, if we want to complain about weather and traffic, I know just the people we can talk to.
I think it's right over here.
All right, we're back in the kitchen with the surfing chef Steve Gellis from Primo 116 in Suffolk this morning, making the spiced Tuscan ribs over soft polenta. The ribs are browned. They're in the oven. I turned the light on to prove it.
Yes.
So how long are they going to stay in there?
Till we're ready to eat.
Well, all right. Well, 300 degrees, that's a lower temperature than I thought.
Yes.
I thought it was going to be 350.
They got seared pretty well in the pan,
okay.
So they'll finish in there. That way they won't dry out.
Right.
So they'll still be nice and moist inside when we eat them.
So can you really be a little flexible in terms of how long you leave them in there?
I think so.
Okay. What's the minimum amount of time? I feel like you don't want to tell me.
I don't.
All right.
I don't think I know. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right. A restaurant secret, perhaps. All right. Let's move along to the polenta and see if Steve will tell us how you like to make that.
Okay. The polenta we've got. Usually it's 4 to 1, so you have 4 parts liquid to the 1 part polenta. So we have 4 cups of chicken stock to 1 cup of the polenta. A lot of people make the polenta with water, but I like to use chicken stock. It gives it a lot more body, a lot more flavor.
Okay.
So what we need to do is we bring the chicken stock up to a boil, and then slowly whisk in the polenta, which
why do you have to do it that way?
So it doesn't get lumpy.
Okay, if you just dump it in.
If you just dump it in, you'll never get the lumps out.
Okay.
And lumpy polenta is like lumpy mashed potatoes.
Well, you know, some would say it's all right. Our executive producer saying yes.
No, it's not okay.
She's not saying that. She didn't say that. I'm in trouble now. All right.
So we're going to whisk this in, and then we're going to have to stir it for about 20 minutes,
it's a lot of work
25 minutes.
for you. What
about you?
I can stir it for the next minute and a half that I've been here. Sure. 20 minutes of stirring. All right, so this is a fun thing to make maybe if you're having a dinner party or something and you want, folks can kind of hang out with you while you're cooking.
Hang out in the kitchen, exactly.
Because you got to keep it moving.
And we're going to keep this cooking, and then we're going to finish it with some...
I'll stir a little bit so you don't have to cross over your arms there. You can tell us the rest of what's going in here.
Okay, that's good.
Just don't what? You're going to tell me something important.
No, I just didn't want you to burn yourself because when it starts splattering, it's kind of like lava.
Okay, perfect. That makes two of us who don't want to get burned. I just don't want to give Antonio, our roaming cameraman, any reason to laugh at me this morning because he likes to do that.
There you go.
Yeah. There's his thumb.
We'll make the salsa for the ribs.
Okay.
Which is very simple. So we're going to put some chopped parsley in the bowl, some fresh chopped thyme, some chilies,
This
dried
seems like
chilies.
it's done.
What, this?
Yeah.
No, just keep stirring.
All right.
Just keep going. It's got a long ways to go yet because it's going to have to pull off the sides of the pan.
Oh, okay.
So it has to cook.
Shows you what I know about polenta.
And then we're going to put in the
capers that you soaked overnight.
Thank you. Yes, that we soaked overnight. And some shallots, a little bit of red wine vinegar. And I'll come around here and get some olive oil and a spatula. So we'll cut it with a little bit of olive oil and combine it. And we're going to let it sit at room temperature till we're ready to serve the ribs. And we'll serve this over the ribs.
Now, how did you come up with adding the salsa for the ribs? Because, I mean, the marinade that you put the ribs in seems very flavorful.
And it is.
So what makes you want to put more flavor on top? And how do you know when it's too much?
I don't know. I think Margaret and I keep trying the food till we see that it's the way it needs to be.
Right.
But there's brown sugar in the marinade as well.
Where is Margaret, by the way? Margaret is Steve's beautiful wife.
She's hiding somewhere.
All right. Every now and then I need to make eye contact with her just to stay cool over here.
That's it.
It's a lot of pressure cooking with you. You're an award-winning chef.
Yikes.
Can't see Margaret.
She's in the audience somewhere.
Okay.
So anyway, with the brown sugar, I found it that's being a little bit too sweet. Here, we can use that now. It'll be a lot easier.
All right.
And it's a longer handle on it.
Yes, getting a little warm.
There you go. And the salsa has a little vinegar in it, some olive oil, so it kind of rounds out the taste of the ribs and kind of cuts through the sweetness of the
brown sugar.
Right, it foils it. So this is the acidic component to the dish.
Okay.
You having a tough time with that?
No.
It's kind of like cement.
Well, I see why it wasn't done when I thought it was done, because it is starting to pull away a little bit.
Right.
Now, it is going to get fairly firm here. All right, we are being given the wrap. I can't believe it. But there's other things we need to talk about this morning. We'll come back to the cooking, but right now. All right, we are back in the kitchen with the surfing chef, Steve Gallis from Primo 116 this morning, making those spiced Tuscan ribs over polenta. The ribs are out of the oven now. They look great, smell good, and they're going to go, of course, with the polenta. You just dropped a bunch of butter in there.
Bunch of butter, smooth it out a little bit, and give that nice roundness to it. And then we're going to add this some Parmigiano Reggiano.
Kind of coarse, not powdered Parmesan.
Kind that you buy in the can.
Yes, that kind.
This is the kind that you grate by hand all the time. This is the real deal.
That's the kind of thing you do, because you're a pro. We're just glad that you're here making it for us.
Yeah.
All right, so in that goes. So these were in the oven for about 20 minutes.
20 minutes, right? So hopefully they won't be overcooked, and they'll be nice and moist inside.
Okay.
And now the polenta is
ready. To go.
Yeah.
Just a reminder to folks, we will put this recipe online at thehamptonroadshow.com, from the marinade to the salsa to the polenta, and the how-tos on how to make it happen. Great dish for fall.
Yes, it is, and it's a little preparation in the beginning, but once you have everything done, obviously it's very quick.
Yeah, and and it's a good dish you can make for 2 or for 10, just depending on how much meat you buy.
And you can do the meat. You can also grill it outside, outdoors, as opposed to doing it in the pan and into the oven. So you can do it, barbecue style, which would be kind of nice too. Now,
is this on the menu right now at Primo 116?
No, I just came up with this the other day, so.
I hope you wrote that menu in pencil. Just add it right on there. Make it a special.
Probably.
Yeah.
So that's the presentation with a little bit of the salsa on it. And put a little bit of parsley on the polenta, and it's good to go. All
right, now you brought a couple of bottles of wine.
A couple of bottles of wine, yes. We did some white wine because pork is the other white meat.
That's right.
And we have a Pinot Grigio, which a lot of people know about, and they can buy it. So it's a good full-bodied white. But better yet is this Orvieto from the Umbria region of Italy, which is a little more full-bodied, and it goes really well with pork and the acidity that's in the
In the salsa?
In the marinade, in the salsa, yes.
All right. Sounds perfect, and we all get to try it in just a couple of minutes. Thanks, Steve.